Hello, everyone. I'd like to hop on and just give some counselor tips and nuggets that are user friendly so that you can use them in the days and the weeks and the months to come. And I was just thinking this morning about fear. I think so often we believe as human beings that we have to make a move when there's no level of fear. And I just wanted to hop on and just say that most things I do afraid. And the reality is that we have to learn to cope with our levels of fear. We may always have some levels of fear, but we have to develop our coping skills to be able to navigate through those, what I call big emotions. And sometimes fear can grapple us, give us anxiety, cause us so much frustration that we don't do anything. And it just jolts us and it stops us from moving forward in our purpose and in our destiny. And so we have to dig deep and find a community of people who can encourage us when we feel afraid. But to think that we are going to be in this world where we don't experience fear at all, that is just untrue. And so we have to, for one, I believe, find a community of support, safe people that we can share our honest feelings about, because we all get afraid. Well, some of them braces, please forgive me. We all get afraid of something sometime or another. And also we have to, when there's a level of fear, we have to say, is this fear real? So I'm not talking about instances where we may be, our harm or our physical bodies may be at harm or in a detrimental state. I'm not talking about that. But if it's just the thought processes, whereas some people will not apply for a certain job because they're afraid, right? Some people will not try to shoot their shot in a relationship. Why? Because they're afraid. Some people won't apply for the mortgage. Why? Because they're afraid. And so we have to face the fears and do it anyway. So let that sink in. That was really good. That was good to my soul too. We have to face the fears and do it anyway. And for those of us who are believers in Christianity, in which I am, is that there may be fear that comes up, right? But God can help us in those situations that when we do become afraid. It doesn't mean that we won't have fear ever, right? There are people who speak around the world. There are politicians. There are great people in the world who are afraid. I was reading the book by, most recent book by First Lady Michelle Obama. She was talking about how she even gets afraid, but she goes and does things anyway, right? And so just ponder upon this nugget that I've shared, that we may not live in a life absent of fear, but we must develop our coping skills to be able to push past all of our fears.